Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Adam Vokey.
And we are back at the Hall Event Center.
This place hasn't been good to us.
It's not been good. It's a great place.
It's a great place, but
just, when it comes to us guessing bullhuckers, man, it's been kicking around. It's like bullhucker kryptonite's what it is.
It's exactly it.
We've had people after person kick our ass here, man. First, Michaela Heisler, part of the owner, and Jordan Phelps, man.
Yep.
He Phelpsed it.
Hopefully it can continue the tradition.
No, and if you're hearing that voice, that is the owner of the Hall, Mr. Patrick Heisler. How are you?
Doing well.
It's good to see you, my man. It's funny because Yolanda Zink had got a hold of me, and she goes, hey, I have a place you can do your bullhucker at, and someone who possibly you might want to be on the bullhucker. I go, yeah, who's that? She's all, do you know Patrick Heisler? Of course I do. You're the special for the city of Brush. You are the special events coordinator, or the
special projects manager.
Projects manager. I knew it was special something. You think I would know that?
You would think.
You would think. Hey, it's just Patrick. I don't know what he does. He does something around here. So, and you were actually the one responsible for a lot of the downtown. Well, I shouldn't give you all the credit, but you did a lot of the stuff with the lights and the trees and.
I did all the electrical. Me and Rick last year, we went through every tree, did the lighting. We got some big plans for this year as well. New decorations. I don't know. Bringing everything new back to downtown.
Right. You guys have done such a good job, man. Also part owner in the new theater.
Part owner. It's mainly monetarily, but
right.
Still exciting to see everything going on.
Right. You were telling us all the new stuff they've got going on there. They got all the electrical done. They're getting closer and closer.
Oh, state inspections, and hopefully everything gets going on that. But right now we're tentative to have a late October, early November opening.
That'd be really cool, man. So it's around when this podcast is going to be out, so right before. So and do they have a game plan yet of what they want to all do there, or is this going to kind of play by?
Still continue to be a theater, as well as start doing live shows.
That's cool.
Possible comedy night. Figuring out the ability to do like a movie theater, not movie theater, but a dinner theater.
Oh, okay. That'd be tough without a kitchen, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, working on that one.
Okay, all right. That's cool. Bringing chicken wings from old Scotty. That's what you should do right there. So.
Me and Scotty have talked about that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he's a chicken wing making fool, that Klinkhammer. He'd been on the podcast had he not backed out. Wuss. Scotty's a good egg. So, and once again, you are the owner here at the Hall. Why can't I remember the word?
Hall Event Center.
Event Center. I don't know why I'm having a struggle with that, but it's also awesome what you guys have done here, man. It looks so great, and it's something so needed in the area, you know. So because there's a couple popping up now, but this one has such a. It has everything here. The game room is what really impresses me here. Whose idea was that?
That was mine. I need to find a way to corral the children.
Right.
It's for some reason you leave them alone too long, they will destroy things.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Started out with just a couple games in there. We got more arriving next week, but it's something that just started out as a necessity for giving the kids somewhere to go.
Sure. And it's funny, the old school games they hate, but if they have something to do, they'll play them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they get into them. It's kind of funny, you know. And it's new. What games do you have in there right now?
Right now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Pac-Man, Buck Hunter, NBA Jam. I have a multi-cade in there as well that has some 18,000 games on it. So
right.
Anything you can ever think of. Couple pinballs, air hockey.
Right.
Some switches for doing Mario Kart, Smash Bros. So.
Nice. That's very cool. Smart idea, man. So, like I said, if you're at a wedding or whatever, you can actually, send the kids into there, and you can drink with your spouse while the kids are busy. So, and you have a website out here or a Facebook page?
Just a Facebook page. We're still working on the website. Fort Morgan Chamber of Commerce is actually helping us out with that one.
Right. So if someone wants to get a hold of you on how to rent this out here, how do they do that?
Easiest way is just to go to the Hall Event Center on Facebook and look us up that way.
Okay, cool. So, and check it out. We're going to have some video. We had some video on Michaela's, your wife,
Yep.
was a couple weeks ago. And some video on the kind of what you can see here, and this fills all the needs, right? What's the capacity here?
We can fit 300 people.
So that's pretty good for Morgan County. You know what I mean?
And if you talk to the fire marshal, it's $299.
You mean your father-in-law?
Yep.
Yeah, Michaela's very, very clear on that one. So I got to quit calling her Michaela. It's Mickey, right? That's what everybody calls her.
I call her Mickey. It's Michaela. So
Only when she's in trouble. I'm Lawrence when I'm in trouble. That's it. Or Rick Bain, my old boss, when he called me Lawrence.
You're the mayor?
What's that?
You're the mayor?
No, I'm sorry. There was two Rick Bains at one point in time.
Oh, okay.
The one I'm talking about is Bayne. Rick Bain, the mayor. No, he might call me Lawrence, too. I've known him a very long time. So, what's up, Rick Bain? So, anyway, before we get going, I want to say welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. If you're new to this podcast, what it is, it's a podcast where we come on and we have a guest comes on, Patrick, today. He's going to tell us 3 stories about his life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One is either borrowed, made up, or half made up, half true. Now, Patrick, without going into great detail, as little detail as possible, which one is that closest to? Is it partially made up? The lie, is it partially made up?
It's borrowed.
It's a borrowed story.
Yep.
See, I think those are technically the hardest.
Well, yeah.
It's the hardest because it's a true story. It's just somebody else's true story. So those are tough, but it's fun when they do that. Yeah, and we have not had a good track record here so far, man.
We have not.
This will be the 3rd podcast we filmed here, and the other 2 completely beat us. And
we're over.
we are over, and the hard part is it's tough to beat us when we both pick separate stories.
Yeah.
When we double up on somebody, obviously the odds are with your favor. When we pick different stories, the odds are, in our favor. But yeah, your wife and Jordan Phelps, he Phelpsed it. He kicked our ass. So, and his was tough too, man. So, all right, Patrick, are you ready to tell some stories?
Absolutely.
All right, Adam, you want to read them off?
We've got rowboat to Mardi Gras, Batman visits the ER, and new definition to Fireball.
I'm all depressed. The one from Fireball is not a Friends reference, but that's okay. We're going to get there. So, I believe I got to pick first last time. So, man, go for it.
I'm going to go with new definition to Fireball.
All right.
Okay. Well, we're going to go about a decade ago. So, I'm 30. So, early 20s. It's me and my buddy. We've made lots of terrible decisions in life. So, we figured out, let's play kickball, basically, with cutting a hole open into a basketball, filling it with gasoline.
Wait, now, okay. So you drill a hole in a basketball and fill it with gas.
We filled an entire basketball with gasoline.
Okay.
Because it seemed like a great idea.
That doesn't seem like a great idea at all.
The redneck in me says, hell yeah, let's do it. But you're right. It's not a good idea, but it sounds like a good time.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He lived out on a farm, about 7 acres out there. We set up some nets. We threw a big party, and we thought it was a great idea. Hey, let's just make this a big soccer game, basically. So we got lit. We started going around. And apparently, if you get a basketball hot enough, long enough, it will actually melt. I went to go score on him. Good kick. Ball ended up bursting into flames and covering him in gasoline on fire. He did not remember to stop, drop, and roll or anything close to that, and decided to start running.
Okay.
At that point, it was basically a game of tag. We could not catch him. He was just running on fire.
Wow.
Ended up tackling him and finally putting him out, but some 3rd-degree burns and cussing later at me.
Right. Refresh my memory, Adam. When it comes to burns, the higher the number, the worse the burn.
So
Okay.
a 3rd-degree burn is the worst.
Okay. Really?
So ended up turning green and beautiful other colors, and he refused to go to the hospital. Yeah, I'm fine. It's not a big deal. It's
How much burn? I mean, or how much of his
full
body?
arm, half of his torso,
Give
down
me-
his leg.
Give me a percentage.
30, 40.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
His mom did not like me from that moment.
Well, I don't know.
His sister thought it was hilarious, which is probably makes up for part of it for me.
Right.
So about 3 weeks went by. He did not think it was that bad. Ended up going full green, getting toxic, having to go to the ER, and
Wow.
it was pretty bad. But we no longer play with Fireball.
So what was the point of putting gas in this to see what would happen?
We enjoyed fire.
Okay. Fire.
So you filled it with gas and then lit it on fire
Yep.
and then played soccer with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Just for reference, you can almost get 2 gallons inside of a basketball.
Jill, thank you for letting us know that. Don't try that at home, children, by the way.
If you do, it's going to be more in gas than it is for the cost of the basketball right now. So,
Exactly. Fuel prices right now, you couldn't do it. But back then, $1.75. All right.
Yeah, that's right. Get lighter fluid. It's cheaper. That's a hold my beer moment is what that is. That's
For sure.
you would have been TikTok famous.
And
Patrick.
amazingly, no alcohol involved.
So he ended up going to the doctor.
He did. They ended up having to do burn treatment on him and scraping it, treating it. Yeah, from that point on, me and him haven't really played with fire together.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. We talked about something. There's a podcast we talked about burns on it before, right?
I believe so, but I can't remember.
When I worked at the dryer, they had a guy come in, a safety guy, and had a video of it was a guy speaking who had been burned like 80% of his body in this because he worked at a fuel refining station somewhere in like Michigan.
And chose not to wear FR?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I can't remember what the story was.
I think I might have the same speaker.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And, yeah, well, because something exploded and he was burned all over, like 85% of his body, whatever it was. And he was talking about what they do to they put you in a salt bath. I mean, like,
Yeah. And then the brushes to scrape the dead skin off.
Right.
And, yeah, if you get burns, that's not a good time.
and he never just really come back. Does your friend still have the scar? I mean, he obviously has the scarring on him.
Evan still doesn't like me to this day.
Is it the guy who's
It is.
and he went into business with you? The owner of a new theater, huh?
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy. Well, I wait to meet Evan now. So
Absolutely.
that's what they got to do for burn victims. I mean, I got to be honest. I'm not that tough. I would pick the death. That's not even joking around. I think if it was 80% of your body, even 30 or 40% of your body, and if they scratch 2 days of that shit, I'll be like, you know what? Go get a bullet, a gun, a painkiller, and some Yukon Jack. Let's go out to
So when I was probably about 3 or 4, it was me and my mom and dad. We were on a train coming back from California, and I ordered orange juice. My parents both ordered coffee. They were all in the same cups when the lady brought them to us, and I just grabbed one and ripped the lid off of it, and it was coffee that spilled down my stomach and on the insides of my legs. And I remember my dad taking me to the bathroom and putting me in the sink and running cold water and ripping my pants off running cold water. But then the part I don't remember, my mom was telling me about this, it wasn't long ago, we were talking about it, that for about 2 weeks after that, she'd had to take me to the hospital every day, and they'd get a brush and they would scrape or scrub those burns to get all the dead skin, and they'd do the salt bath and all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't remember I remember getting burnt, but I do not remember any of the treatment.
You just block it out.
Apparently. I don't even remember going to the doctor initially for it.
Wow.
The last thing I remember is my dad putting me in the sink and turning the water on.
How old?
I was like 3 or 4.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
So, yeah. So I don't have any scarring or anything from it, but
Your mind will block that out. Though it must have been very traumatic for you.
yeah, because she was telling my girls about it, and because we were talking about like when I was a kid, my sister was a kid, and all the stories, and that came up, and I was like, I do not remember that. She's like, you don't? I was like, no. She goes, it was one of the hardest things as a parent that she ever went through, because she's sitting in the room with me, and I'm just screaming bloody murder because it hurt so bad.
Right.
But there's nothing she could do. She had to just sit there
Listen to
and
it.
let the nurses and the doctors do
Well,
their thing.
I thought I was being helpful, and I dumped an entire bottle of rubbing alcohol down the burns, trying to, hey, we're going to keep infection off of it. And
this guy still talks to you. That's amazing.
it is. It blows my mind.
That's crazy. When I was in that chair, there was a story about Pueblo Meth Lab blowing up in the house next to me. Same story, a guy on fire running down the street and didn't stop, drop, and roll. And that freaked me out that he, why wouldn't you do that? I guess when you're on fire, you don't think about it. Like, you just want to, I don't know. This dude was running, though, and he was fast because it took a while for someone to catch and tackle his ass. But, yeah, that's crazy. What do you think about that one?
I don't know. That's probably not the best idea in the world for having a good time.
Right, right. But about 10 years ago, when you were 20?
Yep.
All right. How long did it take him to get back to normal?
I don't think he's normal now.
Okay,
So
okay, the normal standards.
For everything to heal, let's put it that way.
yeah.
probably about 8-9 months before it was
Really?
not gruesome to look at.
Was that hard to tell a doctor that you filled a gasoline, filled a basket full of gasoline?
Oh, no, I completely took credit for that. I'm like, hey, we did this. It was awesome until it kind of blew up in his face. So
You notice he said take credit, not took the blame.
Right, exactly.
that was a credit-worthy moment, not blame.
Where the doctor says, come in here. All right, son, tell him what you just told me. What these sons of bitches did. So, all right.
Hey, they get the insurance money off of it. They're happy every time I send someone to them.
Okay, well, that's... Wow.
I no longer feel safe.
Yeah, right. This is like
You don't have a lighter on you, do you?
this is how murders happen. All right. So that was...
New definition to fireball.
New definition of fireball. Okay, 2 horror stories. Rowboat to Mardi Gras and Batman visits the ER. So I always pick the one I want to listen to last, Patrick. So I want to listen to the other one first. I want to hear Batman visits the ER.
Okay.
You're shocked I picked that one, right?
I am, because I figured that was the one you were going to go with last.
Nope. I want to hear the Mardi Gras last.
Yep. The Batman one, that one was working security over in Brighton, over at Platte Valley Hospital.
Okay.
So over there, nurses were cool. Security is the easiest thing you can basically do
Right.
at a hospital. All you have to do is deal with crazy people, drunk people, or someone who OD'd.
Right.
Makes it pretty easy.
Sure.
So Halloween, hey, everyone can dress up as anything they want. Okay. I did a lot of cosplay, still do.
Okay.
So I have a closet of suits of random characters I like doing.
All right.
So decided to go in to work as Batman, which it was fun. So suit is made by UD Replicas up in Canada. Super cool suit, full leather, looks real.
Wow.
Actually made it on Westward during Comic-Con just for it.
Oh, wow.
So it was a lot of fun. So going in there, someone ended up having an OD. And PD thought it would be hilarious you should go mess with them.
Right.
All right, this is a great idea.
That's to screw the person that's overdosing.
So they made sure they were at least stable,
Although the cops in this situation are not, but okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So he's all right, but will not tell the nurses what kind of drugs he's on. So go in there and start yelling at him, where are all the other drugs? He is losing his mind at this point. Absolutely losing it.
Wait, you got to list a little bit.
Swear to me. So mess with this guy for probably a good solid 10 minutes. Taunting him around the bed and end up leaving. A couple minutes later, PD goes in. He might be having a slight mental break at this point. And they're like, all right, Batman was in here. What is going on? And they're like, we've been standing outside the whole time. No one's came in here. And they're just playing it off as he is losing his mind. Ended up actually having to hold him for 72 hours, but...
Oh, yeah.
Might have mentally broke the guy, but it was one of the cooler jobs. I don't know. In the ER, strolling around in a Batman suit is so much fun.
That shouldn't be. That should just be a regular thing.
Exactly.
That's a true story. That should be a regular thing. The other costume to be fun to have is a Jesus costume.
Yes.
I was thinking Grim Reaper.
Well, him too. Him too.
Yeah, have the Grim Reaper go first and Jesus right behind him.
Right.
Well, I was debating about wearing my Snake Eye suit that time, but I'm like, my vision's pretty terrible in that suit, so I don't want to do that one.
I don't know if this is a true story now, but this gives me inspiration. Is what it should do. They should have a room for overdose people that is just like the movies, like movie magic room, to where they have a baby that can actually walk across the ceiling. I mean, just shit. They'd be like, I don't know what you're talking. What are you on? Because they will tell you after a while, especially if they know they're not that high. I smoked weed. Why am I? That kind of shit. So.
I should not be this messed up, but I am.
You know what I mean? And when Jesus comes walking in, he's like, hey, it's either me or the Batman, okay? And that guy's crazy, all right? I'm the only son of God, bro, all right? Tell me what you got, bro. Tell me what you got. So, yeah, that's funny. How long you been into the cosplay stuff?
Cosplay probably started that 2015. Me and a bunch of my friends go. We do the Ren Fair. We do Comic-Con.
San Diego?
Have not done San Diego, unfortunately.
All right.
Primarily it's not even technically Comic-Con in Colorado anymore. They have a new name for it.
Because they got sued by San Diego or something, right?
Yes.
Is that okay? Yeah. Which is dumb, by the way.
Pop Culture Con, I think, is what it's called now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Soon they were having something similar to that down in San Antonio, when I was down there a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't Comic-Con. It had some other name as well, but there's going to be like, I think Dave Bautista was going to be there, and
That'd be cool.
a bunch of just a
Drax
bunch of,
the
like
Destroyer.
the Avengers actors and
How much?
stuff.
How many Harry Potter costumes you got in that con? What
None.
is it? Are you? I mean, you're still married though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your wife lit up when we talked about Harry Potter, man.
I have. I went out of my way to get a Hufflepuff trunk for her, the full cloak, a wand, everything she could ever want being a Harry Potter person. And then I have my superheroes hidden in the back because I wanted to get mannequins and put them all on display. She said that would be horrifying, waking up with either Batman, The Flash, Daredevil, Snake Eyes,
Right.
The Flash. Any of them waking up in the closet, she's like, no, that's not going to work for me. That you're not doing this.
Which Daredevil costume? The movie or the actual comic costume?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. That's you should went comic book one. Okay.
Well, I wanted to do the CW one, but the company I get most of my suits from, that was the one they came out with. They had a special release for that one, so I'm kind of a sucker for any work they put out. I love their work. So
I have a buddy, Adrian Vosberg, Booby. What's up, Booby? It's the second time he's came up in this podcast.
Yeah, it is.
You were on there for his, correct?
Yep, I was there.
He does wrestling and all this. You know, he's one of those guys who just he sees something he wants and he goes for it. He's not afraid. His bucket list will be completely filled by the time he's dead. But when we were in high school, I was a manager at Wendy's, his night manager. He would have been a freshman my senior year, so we're 4 years apart. He told me he bought a $300 Batman costume. This is 1994-ish, 95 or somewhere around there. So that's a lot of money in 1994 if I had to spend on a costume. Nowadays, that's probably something you don't even blink at, right? A couple $100 for a costume. Back then, we were like, holy shit, you spent how much? So one day I call him and I'm like, hey man, you should bring the costume in so we can check out what a $300 costume looks like, right? He says, okay. So what I meant for him to do was just bring it in so we can look at it, not wear the damn thing to Wendy's, right? And on top of that, he just comes walking through line. Now, Adrian, God bless him, is like 5'6", 5'7". Where would you ballpark that dude
Yeah,
at?
he's somewhere along there.
Yeah, yeah. He's not tall. He's buff. The guy, but back then he wasn't buff. He was just a normal guy. He's since tore it up. He's ripped now, but he came walking through line, and every kid in that Wendy's was grabbing their parents' sleeve like, "Mom, mom, mom, it's Batman!" And he just drove in here in a shitty brown Subaru, But he kept walking.
Batmobile's in the shop, kid.
Yeah. I'm fighting crime in this piece of shit. But he came walking through the line. I'm like, get your ass back here, So he comes wearing it. He's so proud of it. And so I made him climb on top of the roof and spread his wings and took a picture. And I'm like, jump off now, jump off. That thing better glide for $300. And we gave him such a hard time. He was a revolutionary, man. He was into the cosplay before it was a big thing. You know what I mean? So that's Adrian though. So, but that's when I hear that. That's
well, $3,000 a suit. It definitely is worth it.
Oh, is that what they cost now? Yep. Okay, cool. That's what's your favorite one?
Favorite one is probably Snake Eyes.
Okay, Snake Eyes. Is it the whole the eyes and everything, the visor and
visor, full suit, katanas, boots, gloves, whole 9 yards.
Are you a fan of the movie?
Yes.
They did a good job with it.
Not the first Snake Eyes. Wasn't a huge fan of that one, the full spandex looking suit. This one is from Retaliation.
Oh no, I'm talking about the actual movie Snake Eyes.
Same suit as that one.
Oh, is it the same one's Retaliation? Were you a G.I. Joe kid, Adam?
I was. Huge G.I. Joe kid.
Me too. I didn't know that about you. So was I.
Yeah.
Favorite G.I. Joe?
Gung Ho.
What was it, Gung Ho? With the Marine with the
tattoo on his chest.
I was a Roadblock fan too because he talked to jive. Everything had to rhyme with Roadblock.
I liked Wild Bill too.
Wild Bill
that flew the helicopter.
Yeah.
I had that helicopter.
Patrick, how old are you?
31.
Oh my God, you're a baby. That's
90s child.
90s child. Oh, that's 80s stuff right there. G.I. Joe back in the it started to make a comeback though.
It has.
All those old. Don't you wish you had your old toys now?
I still do.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm a little jealous.
I've got them. I was big into He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I got that, Castle Grayskull, the Snake, whatever it was, where Skeletor lived.
Snake Mountain.
Snake Mountain, I've got that. I've got all that stuff.
I'm all jealous now. I've been hanging out next to this guy the whole time, and we didn't have this in common. I didn't know that.
Thundercats?
Of course.
I watched them a little, but not like I did the other stuff.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
Transformers. I was
Transformers
big
and Mask. I was
Mask
big
is
into
good.
Mask.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, with all the vehicles that used to combine and stuff.
had a little dune buggy that turned into a glider.
Yeah.
Got bombs out the bottom. I
Yeah,
love that
yeah.
thing.
You went to Walmart, get the Transformers. Yeah, this is all supposed to go together. You get together once, you break it, it never goes together the same again.
Or I like Voltron too.
Yeah, I was okay to Voltron. That's funny. You're talking about the ones that combine into the bigger robot, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like Destructor. What's his name with all the construction, like the bulldozer. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's funny. You're into all that stuff. I think you're too young to do that. That's funny. That's crazy, man. But Snake Eyes is, I think that's one everybody, the generic favorite. I hate to say, you know what I mean? Like I always like Storm Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool costume too. And oh God, what was his name?
I should never wear white though, so that's why I'm just like,
No.
yeah, I can't have that much white going out. No,
Is it a shit your pants kind of thing? Is that what it is?
yeah, you're gonna sweat your ass off.
Okay. That's not why I don't wear white. That's
Right?
what, I don't embarrass myself.
Doing car shows, doing
Sure.
going down to Children's Hospital doing events. It is just so hot in that thing. I
Right.
could not even imagine doing white.
Oh, I bet. That's do you do a lot of that? Do you do the hospitals?
I used to do a lot of that.
Oh.
Now that I'm
kinda
out
cool.
here, I do a little bit less because I don't make too many trips to Denver.
Right. That's kind of cool. Good for you though, man. Kids get into it, I imagine, huh?
Absolutely.
That's cool. That's funny. I see that quite a bit on TV or online. You know, people that visit. It's even cooler when the actual superheroes go. Like when Chris Evans, I know, was big into it. The Captain America, he'd go. I mean, how big is that when the actual actor shows up? You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's got to be cool. I mean, even a fanboy like me would be all happy about it. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm older than Chris Evans. Like Chris Evans, you know, Captain America. That's funny.
Oh, that's America's ass.
What's that?
That's America's ass.
Great reference. That is America's ass. Do you know what he's referencing?
I do not.
God damn you, Adam. How would someone so cool to watch all the 80s cartoons not turn out to be a pop culture guy?
I don't know.
Hey, you're killing me, bro. What did you think about that story, man?
It's pretty good. I liked it.
We've been getting great ideas for stuff to do during these last 3 podcasts, man. You know, there's been your wife's coin game, the coin game.
Yeah, the coin game.
Man, I really enjoyed that, man. That was good, and I like the idea of having a room or the break 'em room. They can call it like, oh, you're high, put them in the break 'em room.
Yep.
We'll have fun.
Have holograms pop in and out.
Oh yeah, man. The hospital can put it on TikTok, and all the money they make, they can lower our health care because they're making money off that shit. We call it the junkie fund. I like it. So, all right, man. Yeah, I like that too. I like the idea. If that's not true, I'll be upset because that'd be a great idea. So we got 2 down. We got 1 low. This is one I want to hear. The rowboat to Mardi Gras.
Yep. So, well, I'll have to go back a few years on this one. So, worked oil field, used to work in Brighton. Terrible name when I started the company. So I worked for a company called BJ Services, which came home, told my parents I got the job. My dad kind of like shunned me for a week. I had to give him more definition to what it actually was.
$20 is $20, old man.
Exactly. So started with that. I was on the cement side and got really good at it. Job opened up down in Louisiana for an offshore position. I'm like, all right, I think I can do this. Me and Evan actually took a drive down to Louisiana, thinking it was a good idea. Went down there. They were impressed. They're like, you are definitely not qualified for this, but you actually took the initiative, came down here, you got the job.
Wow.
So ended up finally becoming an engineer working offshore. So worked around Houma, Louisiana, pretty much up and down the Gulf. So it was fun, but being an engineer, you have your own cabin, rooms, office area, kitchenette. Everyone else on the ship basically hates you because they're in bunk rooms, having to share it with everybody.
Yeah, living like peasants.
So Mardi Gras was going on, and we're probably not even a mile off of where the coast is. I'm like, I'm new down here. I am going to this thing. No, we're leaving in the morning, so you just can't go. I'm like, so talk to my supervisor out there. I'm like, all right, I'm doing this. I am going. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, we got a boat on the side. He's like, you're going to oar yourself over to New Orleans. I'm like, yes. So I did. I thought it was a great idea.
Wow.
One, it was a terrible idea. There's a lot longer row than I imagined it'd
Right.
be. Went there, drank, had fun. Met a lady named Kayla. She was very nice.
Not Michaela.
No, not Michaela. Just Kayla.
You got to type, man.
Hey, I can't mess the names up.
Okay, all right.
So we're having fun. We're finishing the night off. She's like, hey, let's go back to your place. I'm like, okay, good idea. My place is out on a boat. So she came with me in the rowboat, rowing back to the ship, back to our room, had some fun. Night ends, wake up in the morning. We are no longer where we originally started.
What do you mean?
We are going out to, the ship is actually going out to a job site. She's still with us.
Oh, no.
I had to go tell my captain. I'm like, hey, I effed up. I went out last night. I took the rowboat. I had fun. He's like, okay, you messed up. Not that big of a deal. I'm like, and I got a passenger on board.
And fun's still here.
Yep.
Yeah. It's sleeping in my bunk right now.
Fun's still asleep.
So he's like, awesome. Well, we're not sending a boat to get her. Like, okay, what are we going to do about this? It's like, you're going to go let her know that until crew changes in 4 days. She's stuck here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
At that point, we're going 120 miles out to one of the platforms.
Isn't that a hostage situation?
Possibly, but she could have jumped off at any point.
It's
She wasn't being held.
That's true. That's true.
There's plenty of other rooms she can go to if she didn't want to stay at mine.
All right.
But yeah, I had 4 days of getting basically ridiculed and mocked by the entire ship. They're like, and you're not getting fired for this. Nope. So it was a lot of fun. As soon as she got dropped off, I got some very nice cuss words thrown at me, and that she will never get on a ship again because that was a terrible idea. Took her about, yeah. It was a long day, but we had a lot of fun, and the guys offshore could not believe I was that stupid to bring someone back knowing we were going to leave in the morning and still
Right.
being drunk and sleeping through taking off.
Right. But I have a hard time thinking you got some because you'd be too damn tired from rowing her ass.
That's what I was thinking, too. It's like, man, after that row, I'd be like,
Oh, that sobered me up.
You look back at her and she doesn't look like she did at the bar, man. Ow!
Only consolation is in the morning, I'm like, all right, I didn't fuck up that bad.
That's good. She felt differently.
She did.
She's like, yeah, a bunch of roughnecks.
She thought I was a lot better looking apparently the night before, but I had the full cabin and she didn't have to deal with anyone else, so she enjoyed that.
That's cool. That's funny.
I would just like to be her calling into work. Hey, boss, I'm not going to make it. Where are you at? Oh, like 100 miles out to sea.
Yeah. When the word knots involved, that's going to be a problem. Like 34 knots south.
I'll drop you a pin.
That's right. You ever heard of Cuba? That's where I'm at.
But hey, DirecTV, I brought my Xbox out there, had internet.
Right.
I don't know, had all the necessities.
That's funny. Did she, correct me if I'm wrong, but at Mardi Gras, when you hit to Louisiana, that's the rough part of New Orleans, right? Right by the...
Bourbon Street's not really that rough, I wouldn't consider.
Well,
the French Quarter has a few questionable places.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, the coast is where the not great part, right? To get to New Orleans, you got to drive through the bad part of New Orleans.
If you start from the coast, it's not that far.
Okay.
If you come from the other way, it's pretty far in.
Because there's my understanding, so I got to go to Mardi Gras. My buddy Tim lived down there years ago, it was a couple years ago.
Did you do a grenade?
What's a grenade?
Apparently not then.
Okay.
About a 3-foot tall drink. Looks like a grenade. Big green thing.
No, we did the hurricanes from Patty O'Brien's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I passed out because those are a little tough. Those are strong. And back then, my liver was in fighting shape. You know what I mean? Like I prided myself on what I could booze, and that Patty O'Brien kicked the shit out of me. So, but the reason I ask you is because I didn't realize that the river goes through New Orleans. That's why when Katrina hit, it was the south end of New Orleans got hit. It dumped into the river, right?
New Orleans is actually, I believe, 13 feet underwater or below sea level.
Right.
It's a bowl.
Right. Well, okay, but anyway, so the south end's what got hit, though, right? Obviously,
Right.
so because they knew they called it. Well, they had a very horrible name for it, but that's what I kind of figured. That since it was on the north side, just to rowboat in, you'd have to go through the rough part to get to the fun part.
No, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
I did find out while I was down there that, like, and few people told me, you're not from around here, you don't want to walk past this street. I'm
Yes.
like,
Yes.
what do you mean? They're like, no, it's going to get a little weird if you walk down that street and don't hit the side streets. I'm like,
Yes.
I just walked, like, I don't know, 30 blocks of sketch, so I don't know how much worse it's going to get.
Apparently it is bad because when I went, we checked into the hotel that was kind of sketchy itself at $250 a night. You know, it was during Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
so they're going to price.
So that was a cheap hotel.
That was a cheap hotel, sadly enough. Where the screen was so dirty you couldn't see outside. It was wild. Anyway, and Tim and I and Crystal all shared a room because it was anyway. When you get there and you checked in, they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Colorado." They're like, "Mountain or plains?" And I go, first of all, great question. Nobody thinks to ask that. They think it's all mountains. You know what I mean? I'm like, plains. Okay, Colorado, they told me. So you want to go stay on Bourbon Street, like you said. They gave me the number of the street you're not supposed to go past. I can't remember what it is now. Don't go past that. Stay on Bourbon Street. Don't go down any alleys. If somebody bumps into you, they probably just try to rob you. So make sure you check where your wallet's at. I mean, they had this list of shit to warn me about, like we're in Tijuana. It's crazy. Have you ever been to New
No,
Orleans?
I haven't.
Oh.
I've been through there, like for work trips, like driving, but I've never stopped. So
And it's crazy. And I mean, people probably get mugged there all the time because everybody's hammered.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's just trash, dude. It's when you wake up in the morning, because I went to go get some grease because I know what makes Daddy feel better after a long night of drinking, And I spotted a Burger King. They had these huge water trucks at them. They're just hosing the streets down with all the trash, all the garbage into the gutter, right?
It is disgusting seeing it during the day.
It is fucking horrible, man. And you're like, ugh. But that next night, you're back out there, fucking, woo, woo, showing your boobs to everybody, doing your little dance, bud.
Get those beads.
Get those beads. Well, actually, if you're a guy, you got to show a little wiener to get the beads. That's what I hear. So I got pity beads, and I took them. There was a girl, because I told her, because there's hotel rooms you can get on Bourbon Street.
right, with
But
the
those
balconies.
they're thousands, right, a night or something crazy. And they're throwing. I told that girl beads, and she pointed down. Like let's see the package. And I told her nah, and she gave me the little like, oh, is it small? And I was like, yeah, it is. So she threw me the beads anyway. She's like, you poor fat bastard, born not blessed. But it's a fun town.
It is. But yeah, I decided to see what was beyond the street they said not to go beyond.
Oh, really?
Did anyone try and hustle you down there?
I mean, I had a couple Patty O'Brien's Hurricanes, so maybe. I
Yep.
don't know.
Well, if anyone ever asks you if they'll give you $50 if they can tell you where you got your shoes, don't take them up on it. They will win.
Yeah, because you got them on your feet.
You got them on your feet, and I'll tell you where you got them. You got them on Bourbon Street. Oh, yeah.
No, I guess I didn't get that one.
You'll get that one. The strip clubs start not really being the strip clubs you're imagining they're going to be.
Yeah,
They start getting real interesting.
Yeah.
Then there's some pretty dark stores past that, and then I'm realized I went too far. I need to turn back.
I didn't go that far. Tim and I were at a strip club, and I pulled my phone out to take a picture, and that was not the thing you do at a strip club in New Orleans. I had bouncers on me, like I just tried to shoot the president. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. They went. I had opened my phone, show my roll, and my camera roll, and delete the picture, which I understand. Crystal had to use the restroom, and turns out, fun fact, that she had to use the same restroom that the strippers change in. So it's Crystal, and she's a good-looking lady, you know what I'm saying? And she dresses provocatively. She dresses like a stripper, and so they thought she worked there. It was hilarious, man. And the girls were talking to her like, "Hey, new girl." She's like, "I just got pissed." I don't know, But yeah, New Orleans is fun. It's something I definitely think should be on everybody's bucket list.
Absolutely.
Mardi Gras.
They should try it.
And it's a beautiful state too. It's a crazy. It's humid as shit though.
That's where I want to retire.
Oh, really? What part?
Louisiana, just anywhere.
Really? How come?
Yeah, like along the coast, swamps, somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You see alligators on the side of the road, or crocodiles, or whatever. Which one's
It's
down there?
alligators.
Yeah, American alligators. Yeah, you just see them all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Just willy nilly, like a dog you see here. That's hey, so we lost our puppy.
Hey, look, there's one out on the barge. Cool. I have no idea why it's there.
Yeah. It was crazy stuff with all the houses that are on stilts there.
Yes.
How cool is that, man? It's crazy.
Well, I actually had one of my buddies last week had a nice little flood and sent me a picture of his car about 4 feet underwater. He's like, yeah, house is good, car's not.
Yeah. Tim was telling me that, so if this is correct or not, that when your house is destroyed by a flood, for the insurance money, you have to get it put on stilts after that, or they will not replace the house. Right?
That one I did not know.
Yeah,
I did not ever
that's
have
what-
to deal with insurance.
That's what Tim had told me. That's what there's certain places in floodplains is all in water, but that to get it replaced, you have to. It's got to be on stilts a second time. If the flood went through and took it out, so I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of an interesting thing. So, and I mean, it's basically a garage, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody just parks in there and stilts. Do you come home and start taking out stilts with your drunken ass in the car? Then it sucks because your house comes down. But
That would be one angry wife coming out.
yes, well, or
You just dropped the house.
or she falls out, and you're like, oh shit, that's my bad. You got to call Jordan to Phelps it, get rid of her. So.
Well, I guess if you hit the pillar, does that taking out the Wicked Witch? Just drop the house on her?
Yes. So you two little ruby slippers. Yeah, that's a good way to go to prison. So what do you think about that one, Vogue?
I liked it, like you said. I mean, after rowing, I don't think I'd have the energy for anything else. So.
No, hell no. She wanted to get frisky.
Well, at first you're talking about going the back to. I was like, so is this crazy bastard going to row back to shore and then back to the boat again? That's a lot of effort for one night.
She must have been hot. She had to be hot. And you got to tell her that. It's like, look, I want to fool around. Listen, I'm going to have to get like the cardio going on, all right? I'm going to have to like 75 fit like a son of a bitch, you know? That's funny. You wake up and she's a big girl, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta roll this one back.
That's going to be a long 4 days. All right, who can I bunk with?
Can't hide her. Damn.
That's funny, man. And you know what? What's the story she has to tell now?
I don't even want to know that side.
Yeah, pretty well. But you got one in mind, bro?
No.
I kind of do. So, but it's my own. I got an opinion on something.
Yeah,
So
most of these were like so out there that
Yeah.
I mean, it's. But the thing you got to keep in mind, they are all true. All of them are true.
Oh, that's right.
He's
right,
just
you're
borrowing
right, you're
one.
Right. I forgot about that.
So then you have to figure out which one he didn't do.
You know what? You're right. You know what? That just changed my opinion. I forgot about that, Patrick. My bad, because almost everybody does the same thing.
Yeah, it's like partially made up.
Yeah, partially made up. You're one of the few that do a borrowed one, or we've had very few.
Full borrow.
Oh yeah, we've had one or two, maybe less than 5 do a completely made up story. Right? There's only been
there's
a handful.
been just a few.
Yeah, to have bullshit us all the way through, because that's tough. Man, that one's hard, man. So I'd have to go through and do the stats on that. But all right, Patrick, when we decide how we're going to do this, we rock paper scissors. Right? How do you rock paper scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors?
And then shoot, or just boom boom?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You shoot.
So he's 4.
He's a 4 pumper. It's the
Team
wrong
4
way.
pumper.
I think it's right down the middle this year, though, man.
Yeah,
It's damn
you
close.
3 pumpers. I think that's one of the questions. You want to be on the Bullhucker? Yeah. You a 3 pumper or a 4 pumper? I'm a 4 pumper. Fuck you.
Unless they never watch a podcast and they're like, is he hitting on me? I don't know. How many pumps you want? Did you know there's 2 different ways to do it?
I did not.
Yeah, neither did we before we started this podcast. And we started deciding that we were doing the 2 different things. So yeah, pretty well. Before we do it though, real quick, one more plug on how do you find this place on Facebook?
Finding this place, you can go to the Hall Event Center on Facebook, find us on there, and hopefully within the next month we'll have thehalleeventcenter.com.
Okay, cool. That'd be awesome, man. It's the old VFW in Fort Morgan.
Yes.
If people are looking for it, but it's been way updated. Like Jordan, who did podcast out here, was amazed at the difference this place is like, because he's probably been back in the day. I'm sure everybody drank here once or twice, or whatever. Yep. So it's one of those halls that rented out by people who just rented it out. You guys have actually put a lot of love in this place, so pretty awesome. All right, man, you ready to rock? We're doing 4, right?
We're doing 4.
Now, what am I gonna do? Because I got double back on you once.
I know.
Now mentally, am I gonna go to the triple and see if I can get him again? Who knows? I don't know. It could go either way, right? I don't know. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Am I in your head?
No.
All right.
I think that is the most we've ever went, dude.
Quadruple overtime, baby.
ESPN Instant Classic.
So
4 pumps, 4 tries.
I haven't done the math on this. Let's see. Cruise was 77, so 77. This is around 79, 80. So we've had a lot of this. You can tell we went up against this a couple times. Okay, that's why I start talking shit to get in his head to be like, what am I going to do? And he knew. So as you can tell, we were on the same
wavelength.
But I went boop, boop, which is good because you won the last 2, right? No, I
won the first one here, and
Yeah.
then you won the last one, and then you won this.
He's on a pretty good roll. So, all right, we got 3 stories. We got Rowboat to Mardi Gras, Batman visits the ER, and new definition of fireball. You don't have one in mind at all, huh, man?
Well, I kind of do.
Okay.
Since it's like a borrowed story. The Batman visits the ER, the way you were talking about your suits and the company that makes them and blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking that's true. If it wasn't borrowed, I would say new definition to Fireball's the Bullhucker, because that's just next level insane. I'm like 90% redneck, and I don't even think that's a good idea.
That says volumes, by the way. Volumes.
I'm going to go with Rowboat to Mardi Gras.
Okay.
I mean, I could see some crazy dude that works on an oil platform doing that. I just don't think it was you. So,
All right. Before you reminded me, thank you, of that, also I was going to go with new definition of fireball, because that seems like, I don't know if anybody's got a basic understanding of physics that would be like, would be a good idea. Well, and you seem to be a pretty smart guy, Patrick. I mean, you're a business owner, so I wouldn't think that you were someone with a 3rd grade level of thing, be like, what we should do, some bitch, get the gasoline, get a basketball, drill a hole into some bitch, let's light it on fire and kick the shit out of it. But maybe that story's true, and I'm gonna have a new opinion about it, Patrick. I don't want it, but I might have it. So I'm actually I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Yeah, that one's probably true, or your story. So Batman visits the ER. Yeah, you had some love in your eyes on that one. So that's something deep with you. The one part about that I wouldn't agree with, or I think is true, is the whole, if this was a partially true, is there was no Harry Potter. After seeing how big your wife is in Harry Potter, I think to make that marriage last, you'd have to.
He's a muggle. So
what the hell's a muggle?
Half-blood.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't.
That don't help him at
That
all.
don't clear up shit.
It's just a normal person. Someone that don't have powers.
Oh.
You're a muggle.
A muggle.
I was thinking mudblood.
Oh, okay.
Muddled blood. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to watch those movies, I guess. Yeah, Mom watches them. It blows my. Every time they're on TV, she's watching them. Like, seriously? Okay.
There's a case of wands upstairs.
Of wands?
Yeah, the Harry Potter ones.
Did you get that on Amazon?
No.
Okay. We're going to talk about that in a second, by the way.
Put a pin in that. We'll be back.
I got to say, for once, we're going to go together on the rowboat to Mardi Gras. I think that is somebody else's story, Patrick. I don't know. That's a tough one. The other two kind of seem like they might be your personality. I gave you shit about the fireball, but I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna double up on this one.
Well,
and if we're wrong,
picking different ones hasn't worked here.
Yeah. So all right, let's flip it over. Let's see what you got, man. Batman visits the ER. My God, we are 0 for 3 today.
That is
man.
the one I borrowed.
Oh my God, who'd you borrow it from?
My buddy Dan. It's my kids still to this day call him Batman.
Really?
So he actually lives over in my house in Fort Lupton. It's when I came up here, I decided I didn't really want to sell my house, so he took over my place. But he worked at Platte Valley, full Batman suit. Me and him do cosplays together. I usually go as Snake Eyes. I got him the Batman suit for a Christmas present.
Wow. What's up, Dan? By the way, how are you? Does he know you're using this?
Yep.
Okay, you talked to him. Okay, that's well, you know what? That's the one I thought for sure was true.
Yeah, me too. I was 100% thinking that. Because the way you're talking about your suits and the company and all that, I just never even crossed my mind that there's 2 of you out there. So
Now let's get to the real stink. New definition of fireball's true.
God, man. As you were going through that, I got to thinking every time you kick that, it's going to shoot gas out the hole.
It does.
And so you have this little fire, just these little fireballs.
Well, it made a nice little poof every time you hit it. It wasn't like a spray or anything like that. But the last one, it's going for a kick, real hard kick on it, and it just goes pop. So he just caught it straight down side of his body.
I always picture it too when you're kicking it. It's like, okay, I've been in a Roman candle fight before, right? It's like that.
Yep.
And what do men do during that? You giggle like an idiot, as you know, as you're trying not to get obliterated by a fireball. So I can just see you guys giggling as the fun. Let's see, Rowboat to Mardi Gras is a true story. I'll be damned. That's a crazy story, man.
That was a fun one that I would never like to go back and do again.
Oh, no. How old were you about then?
23, maybe.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's a great story, though.
But
you haven't seen her since, I imagine.
No. I got a nice little cussing about that.
Yeah. What's up, Kayla? Other Kayla? Oh, awkward. Oh,
Right?
God, awkward. And well, good job, man. We have gotten our asses kicked 3 times in a row today, man. Isn't that something? Although you're not as impressed as the other one because we both picked the same one, so we gave you the odds on that one. But I had to pick the fireball if I wouldn't pick the other one, so you'd have won no matter what. So that was pretty good. Real quick before we go, I wanna let people know you're starting a new business on Amazon. I hear, right?
Yep, it's Amazon wants to keep shipping me things. I'm just gonna make a business out of selling it right back to them.
You told us that for some reason you just get these weird packages in the mail with Amazon stuff, right?
And it's like super large quantities.
Of ridiculous things, 200 skirts. I have no need for 200 tennis skirts.
I mean, you could probably make some cash on that, though. The tennis skirts, they're all one size, though, you said, right?
All one size. So you can actually make a Amazon store where you ship everything to them, and they'll sell it for you, and they'll ship everything out. So, well, I'm just going to ship everything right back to them. It's $39 a month to be a seller for them. So I'm like, I'll just ship you all the things you keep sending to me, and if someone actually buys it, then, hey, I'm going to make money off of this deal. But before anyone gets too angry, yes, I have called them, told them to stop shipping it to me, but they said, oh, no, just keep it. It's an internal issue. We'll figure it out. But they keep shipping things, so.
I think they're just trying to get rid of his shit.
When you want your 200 pairs of white extra small jeans back,
which you
call
also
me.
got.
Yep.
You got the umbrellas we use for our lighting. You said you got a box of those.
Boxes of hair extensions.
You like cosplay so much, why don't you make a Wookiee costume? Why don't you make a Chewbacca costume out of hair extensions? That would be badass, dude.
That would be a multicolor nightmare.
Oh,
They're all
shit.
different colors. Boxes of tie-dye have came in, so we actually ended up donating that to Nikki Cooper. So
What's up, Nikki Cooper? You know what you should do is make Joe Dirt wigs, man, out of those things, man.
oh my.
You got to cut me in now because that's my idea there, Patrick. All those hair extensions. You got black hair Joe Dirt, blonde Joe Dirt, redhead Joe Dirt, multicolored Joe Dirt.
Well, I believe there will actually be a mullet pageant over at the Sands Theater for Oktoberfest.
Is it high school kids now?
It's open.
You know what? Here's the deal. High school kids are getting the mullet back, and they all fuck it up, by the way. You guys are doing it completely wrong. Now, trust me, I am somewhat of a mullet aficionado. Remember? One time I had a sweet one, man. You got to shave the sides of your head, put little lightning bolts in it. I never did that, but, well, not in my adult life, but as a kid. You got to put all the... There's certain ways. There's rules to the mullet, and sometimes these kids are just getting it. They're not close,
I don't know.
man.
There's a friend of mine and some friends of mine, and their youngest son has, well, all 3 of their boys had mullets at one point, but their youngest is hanging on to it. He's like probably 8, and his is like shaved on the sides, long in the back.
Is it glorious?
It's not super long. He's a blonde-headed kid, so it's like Jordan's hair, the high and tight thing, but like long in the back. So he's doing it all right.
Respectful, huh?
His brothers were the same way, but they all cleaned their hair up and cut it short and all that. But
that's hysterical.
But Gavin's holding on.
So the Sands Theater for Oktoberfest is going to have a mullet
Yes.
pageant. What's the main prize?
We have not come up with that one yet. It's just something we started talking about a couple weeks ago.
Can I suggest
a pack of
tennis
various
skirts?
combs that he's going to get, a variety pack of
What the hell
combs.
is white jeans, white skirts, What are these umbrellas
in a
for?
white umbrella. What the hell?
With the tripod.
With the tripod. You have all the tripods with them. Oh,
I have all the tripods.
We should buy some from you. It's hysterical, man. All right. Patrick, you got a great place here, by the way. One more time, we're going to plug it. It's the Hall Event Center. I keep wanting to say Exhibition Hall. I don't know why I hear the Hall. The Hall Event Center here in Fort Morgan. It's the old VFW if you're looking for it. Once again, description below. There'll be a link to their Facebook as well as on the bullhucker.com. Also, what I forget today,
The whole subscribe.
Yeah, bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you like what you're seeing, please support the podcast. On the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Hit that because it's a...
Small click for you, but a huge click for us.
Man, Dancy, he's got 3 in a row, girl. 3 in a row.
Coming for you, Dance.
Coming for you, Dance, yeah. Although she gets a little more... You're getting there, though, man. All right, you're going to be a contender soon, man.
I'm gonna have a full production over here at some point.
Jenny Neb was on the podcast for one we did, and I stared at her, and she just stared back, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Kind of like me at that one we shot over at the at the club tap. I'm staring at a fly.
Yeah. I told her Dincy would slap you right now. She had a disgust. So, but anyway, man, please subscribe. And no matter where you're listening to your podcast, where you get them from, please rating and review. It's very much appreciated. And check out the Hall Center. So, Event Center. I keep wanting to say Exhibition Hall. God damn. This is what happens when you're slow and have a brush high school education, Patrick. It's sad. So, anyway, Patrick, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's been awesome, man. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
Catch you next time. Peace.